Let me define what anxiety is. Anxiety is a feeling of nervousness, a feeling of worry, and a feeling of fear. There is something that has happened in your life and you're feeling you have no control over it, and it causes you to be anxious about the outcome, because you can't predict what the outcome is going to be. Either you feel you don't have the tools to deal with it, and it is characterized with feelings of worry, excessive fear, and even inability to be able to function within your life, because these thoughts of fear and uncertainty, they can be very obsessive. Anxiety and fear, they are not bad emotions. They are necessary for us to take care of ourselves. That's the cue. It's telling you that you are in danger and you need to take care of yourself. Now, there are two ways that we deal with feelings of fear or feelings of danger. You are either going to run away or you are going to fight back. And that is what we call fight-flight mode. Of course, it triggers within you, your body is triggered to release adrenaline, which is a hormone in your brain that helps you to be alert, to act. Depending on our personality, we will deal with a situation that is unsafe either we are running away from it or we are fighting against it. And so as we continue on, I'll be sharing more on how to manage those kinds of thoughts. So one of the causes of anxiety is childhood experiences. Number one, if you grew up in a home where there was extreme anxiety, criticism, your parents were, reactive, rather than, calmly solving the issues which were there. If you experienced a lot of shouting in the home, it causes you to develop an inner feeling of fear. As children, we need to feel that we are loved and accepted. We need to feel that we are safe. We need to feel that we have choices. And we also need to feel that we are competent. And so when this is not you don't develop that early in childhood, you live your life second-guessing yourself, not being sure, indecisiveness begins to show up, and you are not able to be in control of your life. And so what happens, you can imagine, you find yourself not being able to predict positive outcomes. You tend to predict more the negative outcomes because you are never sure of yourself. You're not sure whether you can make the right decisions. And so that is very early in your upbringing, in your conditioning. Growing up in a home like that, you will develop an underlying feeling of fear and an underlying feeling of unsurety. Now, the other thing that can cause anxiety is living in an environment where there is a lot of chaos. Domestic violence is one of them. If you have ever been sexually assaulted, that's another one. If you are a victim of, like here in Kenya, we've had victims of violence in the communities, like tribal fights, and going through traumatic experiences like car accidents or burning, the home is burning, or even burglary, where people are breaking into your home, and your safety, anywhere where you have experienced that your safety is not guaranteed. Those things will cause you to develop anxiety. And so, as we have said before, anxiety is the fear of losing control, fear of something bad happening, and you will not have the tools or the skills to be able to manage it. Other causes of anxiety would be death, the loss of a loved one, especially a breadwinner, a parent, or even a child. When a mother loses a child, she is thrown into that unknown. Now she has the way we say that even before you lose a child, you didn't know that you can lose one. And now that you are aware you can lose one, going on in life becomes triggers of, you are triggered a lot to be anxious. And also relationships, when you have broken relationships, you were in love with somebody, you trusted them, you had hopes and dreams, and then that relationship breaks up, that can also be a trigger to a life of anxiety, not being sure whether you will be able to make it. Now, there are other causes of anxiety that are smaller. So smaller ones would be a constant living in fear because of small things. For instance, you fail an exam. Maybe you go and you stand up to speak and then you forget the things you wanted to say. Being embarrassed when you speak up, especially in primary school, and you feel humiliated and embarrassed. People laugh at you. As a child, you are humiliated by a teacher. Those kinds of things, they can develop in you a template of not sure about yourself, not sure about the environment, not sure about people, lack of trust. Those kinds of things can develop anxiety. Now, as an adult, I know there are people who struggle with their roles. For instance, you are a mother and you are constantly afraid that you are not a good mother. So you find yourself becoming so perfectionistic, and you want things to go the way you want because you are afraid of making mistakes. Because making mistakes makes you feel like you're a failure, and you being a failure is a bad thing. You're a bad person. You are not competent. You're not good enough. So these kinds of thought patterns that develop from the time we are growing up, those kinds of thought patterns can be very fertile ground for you to feel anxious about life, for you to worry excessively about who you are and what you are able to do and how people see you. Things like body shaming, that's another cause of anxiety. If people are constantly talking about your body, how you look, then that can cause you to be anxious about yourself. I know a lot of people who worry, my hair is not good enough, or my nose, or my feet, or my hands, all kinds of anxieties around how our body is. Then we have introverts. Let me talk about introverts. A lot of us who are introverted, we develop anxiety issues because of constantly being told that there is something wrong with us because we are not as extroverted, and we are not able to speak up like other people, and we are constantly being tormented about being shy, and the shyness becomes a problem, and that is your natural you. However, because of expectations of society and of the people that you live with, it can become a problem for you. So I hope those causes that I have mentioned can help you and can clue you to see whether the anxiety you feel, where it comes from, or even the anxiety that you see a family member, a friend, or somebody you know comes from, and maybe you can help them or help yourself to be able to explore those areas that I have highlighted. So let's continue talking about anxiety so that we can free ourselves to have good mental health.